Hey guys, Brandon here with Tinker Gaming, and today we're going to play a little bit of modded Minecraft. Now, I'm not even going to bother describing what Minecraft is because at this point I think pretty much everybody in the world knows what Minecraft is. But what I am going to tell you is that we are playing the Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved mod pack off of the Curse Launcher on Expert mode. So all I've done here so far is generated the world because that's really lagging, it really takes a long time, and I've set the game to Expert mode. Now, for those of you who don't know what Expert mode does, Infinity Evolved Expert changes some of the recipes and stuff like that so that you have a more linear progression through technology trees and magic trees and things like that. It makes it a little bit harder. It makes things a lot harder, rather. Recipes have multiple steps required. You can't just jump in, mine down to bedrock, get diamonds, and go from there. So it provides a much more challenging gameplay, and I'm a huge fan of challenging gameplay, especially when it comes to Minecraft. Now, I haven't played Minecraft in quite some time. Let's look around here just for 1 second. Looks like we're in a snow biome, but it does look like we have a village right over here. Anyway, I haven't played Minecraft in quite a while, but it is absolutely one of my favorite games. I love everything about Minecraft. I've been a fan of it since alpha. I was a very early adopter. I got it when you really could just get it in alpha. So I love Minecraft, and more than vanilla Minecraft, obviously, I love modded Minecraft. So it's really fostered a community of brilliant people that create absolutely wonderful content. They make just fantastic creations. We're going to get some of this creosote right here. And I think we'll go ahead and leave the rest of this. They make absolute great creations, and it really enhances the Minecraft experience. Brings it up to I mean, Minecraft itself is probably a 10 right out of the bat, but modded Minecraft brings it up to 100 easily. It's just, it's phenomenal. And if you've never played Minecraft, or more specifically, if you've never played Minecraft with mods, I highly recommend doing it. So, snow biomes are pretty notorious for, excuse me, snow biomes are pretty notorious for not having lots of animals. So I'm gonna steal all of the wool that I can, so that hopefully I'll be able to make a bed. I've always loved how, you know, with everything being procedurally generated, you wind up with these villages that are like in the side of cliffs and have doors that nobody can get to, which is just part of the way it goes. You know, that's one of the things about procedural generation. It is what it is. You know, you just gotta live with it. It's not too bad. So, with the Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert mode activated, it really breaks out the tech tree into two paths. There's a golem there. I hope he doesn't attack me because I'm breaking stuff. Two paths. So you can either sort of go technology, like buildcraft and mods like that, or you can go magic. Well, it's not exclusive. Like, one doesn't preclude the other. But you'll wind up with having to split your resources. It gets really hard to manage. So we're eventually, and I don't want to open the book, we're eventually going to do everything. I'm going to do both technology and a poison potato, really? Technology and magic, just because I love playing with every aspect of it. But to start out with, I'll probably go with technology. I'm from a technology background in real life. I resonate with it. I have the most experience with the quote-unquote technology start on Minecraft. So that's probably what we'll start with. I really just love this winter town. Sorry guys, but it's phenomenal. I wonder why this isn't frozen. Looks like it goes straight down. This might have been supposed to have been a Buildcraft oil well, but wound up not rendering that way for some reason. Alright, so let's get our bearings straight. Let's figure out if we can see if we can figure out how to get out of this walled village here. We'll go ahead and raid some more carrots. It'd be important to keep the food up. I do have this set to hard difficulty, like just a base Minecraft game, and then again with Feed the Beast Expert mode. So starvation is a real concern, especially with us being in this giant winter biome. Calm down, guys. It's just a door. Yeah, especially with us being in this winter biome, it could be difficult to figure out what we're doing. Ah, there's the door. Ah, I'm free. I'm free. Alright, so this mod pack's going to start out just like all the other mod packs, which means the very first thing I need to do is go punch some wood, because it is required to do absolutely everything. Looking over there, I think that is an applied energistics meteor. I need to go check that out. Now, I haven't played Applied Energistics since before they made all the big sweeping changes that they have now. So now you have to you have to search out meteors, you have to find plates. It's a lot more complicated. Last time I played with Applied Energistics, you pretty much just needed a whole bunch of iron. If you had a whole bunch of iron, you had a full Applied Energistics system, and the game was on easy mode from that point forward. So I'm really glad to hear there's some surface lava. That could be very useful once we get our Tinker Smelter going. I'm very glad to hear that they've sort of upped the difficulty, made it a little more challenging. They've got more steps to it. And again, Feed the Beast Expert mode is going to change those recipes so that there's even more stuff. There's sort of like technology gates that you have to get to first. So it's not something you can just rush into. Applied Energistics to me has always been one of those in-game things. You know, once you have so many items that inventory management any other way is just about impossible, and you're crafting things that require so many steps that you have to have the Applied Energistics crafting computer. So we'll get to it eventually. It'll probably be a little ways down the road, but it will be something we get to. Let's go look over here and see if this actually is. Yeah, looking on the mini-map, it definitely... Oh, more surface lava. It definitely looks like an Applied Energistics meteor crash site. So we're just going to come peek our head over here, see what we can see. Yep, that's what that is. Absolutely. Alright, so we need to try to find a place that we can sort of settle down. I'd like to stay somewhat close to the village, just because it's a good resource. You know, you could trade with villagers, get emeralds, and all that jazz. So it's not a bad idea to stay somewhat close to them. And we have a lot of surface lava, which is going to be great. It means I don't have to go digging around looking specifically for pockets of lava right off the bat. Now, if I get into geothermal energy and stuff like that, I'll definitely need a lot more lava than what the surface lava is going to provide. But for the time being, what is that? What is that? Is that aluminum? Aluminum. We need to bookmark this because this is going to be... That's going to be important once we start looking at tinkers. Anyway, I forgot completely what I was saying, but surface lava, there's a river over here for some water. We might just go ahead and build somewhere right around here. Let me look and see what this is. Is this a... This is a ravine? The start of a ravine, maybe? So this could be good to know where it's at. Yeah, we may build up something temporary just right around here. Find a relatively flat spot. I doubt it'll be the permanent base. I like building big bases with buildings that sort of house their own infrastructure, you know, like, so maybe I'll have a building dedicated to buildcraft, or a building dedicated to computer craft, or one of the craft mods, you know, something like that. So, yeah, I think we'll just build a base here, something small, something just so that we can get started. Give us protection from the monsters. I did, if you noticed in the beginning, I stole several pieces of wool from the village. I really haven't seen many animals other than chickens, so I'm glad I did that, because I like being able to skip through the night by sleeping in the bed. It's, you know, especially in the early game. In the later game, it's not too bad because you can sort of survive the night better. But in the early game, with it being on hard difficulty, surviving the night's tedious at best, and I really don't like having to just hide in a hole. So I'd much rather just sleep in a bed. Now, one thing you'll notice right off the bat is that I'm only getting two pieces of wood per combine here, and that is because of the Feed the Beast Expert mode. It's changed that achievement benchmarking. It's changed that recipe such that now night's fallen, so I got to do this kind of quick. You know, you get less resources, and it's not just a change like that. Like, recipes now no longer. The change for Feed the Beast Expert mode isn't just that, oh, recipes give you less, combines give you less. It is nighttime, damn it. Combines give you less resources, so now you have to do more of them. That's what makes it harder. That is part of it. It's made the resource generation a little bit harder, so you do have to find more resources. And that becomes extremely noticeable when you start getting into the rare resources. But that's not the whole thing. It's changed the recipes themselves so that you have some bottlenecks that you have to clear before you can really move on. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to get straight into Tinker's Construct. For those of you that's played it before, you know this routine here, which pretty much just make a bunch of patterns so that you can get started getting all of the parts that you need. and this will allow me to get tools that won't break, because if memory serves, one of the things is the default vanilla tools, so just like a stone pickaxe now, they don't really work anymore. They break after like 1 or 2 uses, so they're essentially useless, which means you have to rely on things like tinkers and other mods, tool generation type stuff to be able to progress forward. Alright, we don't have a pattern chest. We got a part builder, stencil table. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make an axe so that we can get more wood. Parts builder, we'll put the pattern chest. Ah, no. Actually, the pattern chest needs to go right here anyway, so that works out. So it does, the expert mode does make the early game a little bit more of a grind, just because, like I said, with the resources being less, you wind up having to get more wood in the beginning, and what's harder to get in the beginning because you don't have the resources in the first place. So it is a little bit more of a grind in the beginning. Well, it's more of a grind all the way through, obviously, because you're having to alright, we need some flint. Anyway, it's more of a grind all the way through because you have to get more resources, but it gets less noticeable in the later stages of the game simply because you have better means of getting those resources in the first place. You know, you get into like auto miners and things like that, so getting resources becomes less of a grind and more of just a I won't even say an annoyance because it doesn't do it justice, but or just one of those things that happens in the background. You know, you make sure you got power, you've got other things going on, so you don't have to micromanage getting resources and things like that. Alright, so our base is right next to the aluminum gravel, so I won't bother dropping another beacon here, but we got a couple pieces of flint which will let us get our axe. And once we get our axe, we should be able to get some more wood and finish up the rest of our... Is that my tool rod? Okay, I made 2 tool rods, so it doesn't matter. It's a stick. You can use a stick as a wooden tool rod. You don't actually have to craft it into a tool rod. It's just habit. But once we get some resources rolling in, things should start building up a lot faster. I've got to look at making smelteries and all that kind of stuff because you can't make iron tools without a smeltery. So that's going to be important because we can't really get very deep in the ground with the tools that we've got. I am going to build a mine shaft somewhere around here. I'm not going to do the typical dig straight down. Well, not straight down. You should never dig straight down in Minecraft, but you know, a lot of people will, myself included, you know, you'll dig like a 4x4 pattern or something like this, and then what that does is it lets you see what's underneath you before you drop down the level, so you don't wind up falling into an eternal abyss or to a lake of lava or something like that. But I'm not going to do that. That's the cheap and easy way to get to bedrock and start looking for diamonds and stuff like that. I'm going to build a proper mine shaft that eventually we can slap maybe some rails on so that we can have mine carts coming to and fro. I'd like to try to stay away from like the magical one block solution that digs all the ore and stuff like that. Those always seem boring to me. I like big contraptions, I like multi-block structures, I like complicated setups. So we'll probably do something with mine carts, maybe like railcraft and Steve's carts and stuff like that, and have a system, you know, where I don't know, maybe I get some robots from Computercraft that are digging down in the mine that dump it. I don't know. We'll figure all that out when we get there, but we're definitely going to build some pretty complicated contraptions. Now, one thing I'm not great at is building aesthetically pleasing buildings. So you guys will definitely see that in this series. I'm going to try to build... Normally I just build a square box and say, or I build like underground or something where it doesn't really matter. I'm going to try not to do that in this series. I'm going to try to build somewhat aesthetically pleasing houses. I'll probably do most of it off camera because it's going to take me a long time to do it. I'm going to have to place and replace and tear down and rebuild and look at reference material and stuff like that because I'm not good at building those aesthetically pleasing things, especially in a game like Minecraft where everything is square. It just doesn't compute for me. I'm not really good at doing it other places either. Games like Space Engineers and stuff, where you have more options than just square. I'm a little more passable at those, but I still am not great at aesthetically pleasing things. I'm great at functional things. I can build functional stuff that maximizes the space that it's in and uses pretty much every little cube, but most of the time that's ugly and not very aesthetically pleasing. So I'm going to challenge myself to try to break that habit of building those square dirt huts or square wood huts or whatever they might be, and make make more aesthetically pleasing stuff so that I think it'll be interesting. It will grow me as a person, I suppose, if you want to look at it that way. But more importantly, it's more interesting and it's more visually pleasing for you guys to see that aesthetically pleasing material. And after all these videos, they're all about you guys. It's making content that you guys are going to enjoy and that you guys are going to watch. Plus, from what I understand, people tend to like watching other people fail, and I am absolutely going to fail at making stuff look good, so maybe you'll get some entertainment out of it at the very least. You can revel in my misery. Alright, so we're just making some more patterns here, trying to get enough stuff. Wait, what was that? Wooden shears. I didn't know that was a thing. Alright, we're just trying to get our basic Tinker's infrastructure up. We need a shovel. We need a pattern here. Shovel? Shovel? No, shovel. Alright, we need a shovel. We're going to need tool binding and a pickaxe head for the pickaxe. We won't bother making a sword right now because it's really not much use until you get into like the iron tier. Alright, shovel head. That'll let us get flint faster. Alright, we already got a wooden tool rod, so we'll go ahead and make the shovel. Shovel, shovel, shovel. One thing I'm not sure about in this particular pack is whether or not I have iguana's tweaks, which is what lets you replace things like your pickaxe head and stuff without having to make an entirely new thing. That may be in this pack, I'm not sure. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played Minecraft, and I have played this pack before in one of its very early iterations, but I don't really remember what's all in it and what's not in it. So if iguana's tweaks isn't there, no big deal. We'll just have to get rid of our old stuff and make new stuff. All right, we're gonna need clay anyways. Might as well go ahead and mine it along here. But that's why I didn't bother like naming the pick and stuff like that. Normally when I play with iguana's tweaks, I name all of my tools just because why not? But I don't. As a matter of fact, I can tell right here. Yeah, see, I'm not gaining any experience on the tools, so I definitely don't have iguana's tweaks. But normally I like naming them just because it looks funny when, you know, it's like, oh, the Shovel of Destiny has leveled up. But since we don't have that here, it doesn't really matter. These things are pretty disposable. I'll wind up going through several iterations of them before I find something I stay with. And I'm not going to stay with Tinkers all the way through, so I'll probably not go above, like, alumite, which is, I think, the highest level material you can get in the overworld. It's just obsidian and iron, I believe, off the top of my head. I'm not going to try to go into, like, the other materials, the rare materials like cobalt and all that kind of stuff that you get from the nether. At that point, I'm going to start using other mod packs mining solutions. So like, maybe like a mining drill or the wand of earth or something like that if I were playing through Thaumcraft. Just because I think Tinkers is great. I love the modularity of it. I love being able to put things on them and sort of like enchant them cheaply, I guess, is the way. But at the same time, I feel like the higher levels of Tinkers are completely overpowered. Once you get up past Alumite, and really Alumite's a little overpowered, but once you get up past Alumite and, you know, you've got a hammer that does a 3x3 block of stone in a single swing, it just, you know, it's kind of pointless at that point. You know, you've got moss balls on it, so it repairs itself. You never have to worry about repairing it. It'll take down, you can dig an entire mine shaft in like 10 seconds flat. It's just, it takes some of the fun out of it. We're actually not going to break that because then if I do, the water's going to spill out. So yeah, so I like to try to limit my Tinkers to really only the starting stuff. And even then, that's only because the vanilla stuff doesn't really work anymore with expert mode enabled. So, alright, we need to repair. That's not the right one. What are you doing? Repair, repair, repair. Repair. Alright, we're going ahead and digging up some sand and gravel because we're going to need it for the smeltery bricks, which is how we're going to get our first tools. So, go ahead and dig up some more of this here. I love how there just seems to be an oasis in the middle of this frozen wasteland. I don't know if we're just in winter or if this is permafrost. This is ice plains, so it makes me think it'd be more of a permafrost type situation that's always frozen. Who knows, maybe some great cataclysm befell the Minecraft world and has plunged the world into a frigid abyss because this snow biome is massive. If you look at the mini map, it's quite huge. Most of the time, the biomes aren't nearly that big, but this one is pretty large. So we're going to mine up some resources for tinkers to be able to get our smeltery done and stuff like that. I may go ahead and start digging the mine shaft out a little bit, but I think I'm going to do all that off camera just because, you know, it's boring to sit here and see some guy do nothing but stare at the computer screen and dig. Dig and dig and dig and dig. Just digging. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to gather up some resources and I'll be back in a flash. Alright guys, so we're back. I planted some trees, I started digging the mine shaft, I got a bunch of little slab furnaces here made that are working on firing up the last of my grout, but I already got the smeltery made. So that being said, I think we are ready. Actually, I have not found any iron to make a bucket. So let's see if we can find some surface iron. It's getting dark, so we're going to stay close to the bed for right now. But surface iron isn't particularly hard to find. So we should be able to find some relatively close. And of course, since I said that, we're probably not going to be able to find any. But if we can find some surface iron, or rather some surface like iron gravel, or what have you, we'll be able to get our bucket going and we'll be able to start making our new tools. Why is this patch not have snow on it? Actually, you know what? I wonder if there's some iron. I'm willing to bet there's going to be some iron fairly handy in one of these ravines. So it's getting dark. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go sleep real quick and see if we can find a little bit of iron. Where's the bed? I keep going to the actual aluminum gravel beacon instead of remembering that my bed's just a little ways off. Come on, there we go. Sleep. Alright, let's hop down in this ravine. See if we can find a little bit of iron. Where was it? It was over here, wasn't it? I probably could go back to the village and raid some of the chests and things like that for iron, but I just don't feel like doing it. A lot of times you can find diamonds and things like that. And as a matter of fact, instead of building my own smeltery, I probably could have just... Was that aluminum? It was. I probably could have just taken that town's smeltery. Most of the time the towns have their own smeltery and you can just sort of take the bricks from it and have yourself a smeltery, but I really don't like doing that. I'll take some things, like I took some creosote, but as a general rule I don't pillage the towns too much, just because, I don't know, I'm a glutton for punishment. I like doing things the hard way, which is why I have it set on expert mode in the first place. So it's just not quite as fun if you get everything 5 seconds in from there we go, iron, from a village that you just happen to spawn next to, you know what I mean? So we're gonna do things the hard way. We found some iron here, looks like enough. I think we only need, what, three ingots for a bucket, so that actually might give us enough to make, come on, wait, coal? Go ahead and make our iron tools, which would be great. We'll go ahead and check this side of the ravine real quick just to see if there's any other goodies here. Copper. Actually, I need some copper to make my aluminum brass, don't I? So I need to get back over here and mine this. Oh, copper. I love you, copper. Not much, but I don't think we need much for aluminum brass. I think you need more aluminum than copper, if memory serves. And let's see if we can figure out how the hell to get back out of here. What is this? Appetites. That'll be handy when we get into forestry and start looking at automated farming machines. But appetite's pretty abundant, so it's not like something I need to bookmark or what have you. Let's check out this little nook right here. Plus it helps lighting these little nooks up because it prevents enemies from spawning there and surprising you. The last thing you want is to turn around and see a creeper staring at you like, hey bro, I'm gonna blow your stuff up, man. Alright. There's the aluminum gravel. Once again, I went straight to that beacon. We will throw some of this there to smelt. Actually, we only want to smelt down 3 of it. And then it is 3, right? Buckets. Let's double check here. It's been a while since I played, guys. I know in vanilla that it's 3, but I just want to make sure that there's not iron plate. Okay, how do I make an iron plate? Forge hammer. And the forge hammer requires 5 ingots and 2 sticks. Are you kidding me? God damn it! Well, alright, so that's 2 more iron. I can handle 2 more iron. That still gives me 1. That gives me enough to get a pickaxe head, which is what I'm really after. Let's go ahead while that's cooking up and make a couple of chests, because my inventory is starting to get kind of full. I'm one of those guys that I make a bunch of chests, I just throw things in completely random chests, but then at the same time I hate when my inventory is disorganized, so I come through periodically and I organize everything, and I spend a lot of time moving stuff from chest to chest when I probably could have just put it in the proper chest in the first place and I had to worry about it, but I don't have that much foresight, so for now we'll just throw everything in there. That iron's finished cooking up, and I threw all my sticks in there, so I need to get those back out. Come here, or I threw all my wood. Right, it was 2 sticks and 5 iron, right? Maybe it was the other way. Why aren't you working? Forge hammer. Oh, that says treated stick. Alright, what do we need for treated stick? Treated wood planks. Creosote. Actually, you know what? I got some creosote from the village, didn't I? Yes, I did. That works out great, actually. Yeah. See, I know I took that creosote for a reason. I just didn't know what that reason was at the time. But in my infinite wisdom, I must have foreseen something there. Yeah. Now we're cooking with fire. Forge hammer. Alright, now then what did I need? 3 iron plates, and each iron plate takes 2 iron, so I need 6 more iron. Alright, so I gotta go scrounge up 6 more iron, and then we should be able to roll right into the Iron Age. That being said, I am going to leave this video here, guys. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more content, hit subscribe. And that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.